In today's world, people view love as the ultimate pursuit. But this is not exactly the case in Stoicism. While the world chases after fleeting affection, Stoicism teaches us that love, when grounded in virtue and wisdom, is something deeper and more enduring. Stoics don't chase love, yet they maintain fulfilling and meaningful relationships through emotional self-control and understanding of the true nature of love. They know love is not a transaction, nor a need to be fulfilled, but a reflection of virtue, respect, and mutual growth. What's their secret? It's the power of inner tranquility and the refusal to let emotions dictate one's happiness. Discover in this video why the Stoic approach to love is so much more potent and lasting than the modern hunt for affection, and how you might create love that endures. The modern obsession with love and its pitfalls. In today's culture, love becomes the final word. People go through life wanting love, or at least having someone who may give them their validation and approve of them to fill the well of the deep longings inside their hearts. The obsession on love in contemporary society has thus led to its constant pursuit without any satisfaction, sometimes leading one to feel low, disappointed, and unhealthy dependence on other persons for happiness by putting their satisfaction in the temporary relationships or ephemeral feelings that come and go. The Stoics, though, like Marcus Aurelius, realized that actual happiness and contentment do not depend on anyone else's love. For the Stoics, love is not a need nor something to pursue. It is a virtue to be developed inside oneself. It frees us from the emotional roller coaster of seeking external validation. It teaches that once we master our emotions and focus on our own virtue, then our inner peace and self-sufficiency can last. Inner stability is not elsewhere. It is the fruit of our own doing, not dependency on others. The Stoic allows us to understand love in all its pure beauty, unconditioned, free from dependency, and based on the mutual respect that grows. This is when, having stopped in our search of love outside us, we may start laying deep foundations for genuine relationships, grounded in real contacts rather than weakness or insecurity. The Stoic definition of love. To the Stoics, love is not an impulse or a fleeting passion, but a rational and intentional bond founded on virtue. Love, in its most profound sense, is not something based on the ebbs and flows of feeling, but on the understanding, respect, and emotional equilibrium of mutual accord. Stoic thought converts love from being something pursued externally to being an inner cultivation of virtue and wisdom. Unlike the contemporary definition of love as something to be pursued and indulged, Stoics believe that love is an act of character. It is not attachment or dependency, but connection with others from a position of inner strength and emotional self-containment. According to the Stoics, therefore, to love should mean acting for the best in respect of the other, while maintaining one's own peace and dignity. This form of love requires emotional detachment, or recognizing that the love we give cannot define us. It also demands a deep commitment to virtue. The Stoic approach to love is very empowering. It teaches that we do not need another person to complete us, but rather we bring our fullest selves into relationships anchored in our own emotional resilience. By focusing on mutual respect, wisdom, and emotional mastery, Stoic love is built on a foundation of inner peace, self-sufficiency, and shared growth, rather than the instability of dependency or unbalanced emotional highs and lows. Emotional independence and freedom. The Stoic philosophy lays great emphasis on emotional independence. On this account, one should not depend on others, be it people, circumstances, or material possessions, to be happy. Through the cultivation of self-control over their emotions, Stoics can ensure that their inner peace is preserved regardless of what happens in the outside world. Emotional autonomy is the start point of forging healthier, more balanced relationships. We are free from the traps of neediness and unhealthy attachment by being emotionally independent. Instead of seeking validation or approval from others, Stoics focus on self-sufficiency, ensuring that our happiness is rooted within ourselves, not in others' actions or affections. This emotional resilience prevents common pitfalls of dependency in relationships, where one person tries to fulfill all the emotional needs for the other, creating an imbalance and tension. Ironically, this independence makes relationships stronger. When we are whole and satisfied with ourselves, we enter into connectivity from the place of mutual respect rather than need. Emotional independence liberates us to love without fear of loss, to support without resentment, and to enjoy relationships without the weight of expectations. By maintaining emotional autonomy, Stoics are able to give their best to others while preserving their own sense of self. This not only enhances personal well-being, but also creates a space where true love, respect, and connection can flourish, free from the emotional volatility that often accompanies dependency. The power of rational choice in love for Stoics. Love is not something that just happens by chance or fate. It is a conscious and deliberate choice that is based on reason, virtue, and compatibility. Rather than falling into the romanticized and idealized version of love, Stoics look for partners that share their core values and principles. Love, according to Stoicism, means building a foundation that is founded on shared wisdom, respect, and mutual growth. Unlike the modern concept of love, which often assumes that there is a predestined soulmate or a magical connection, Stoics understand that relationships require effort, understanding, and rational decision-making. They realize that true love is not passion alone, but also aligning with someone who shares your commitment to living virtuously and seeking personal growth. It is not about finding someone to complete you, but rather choosing a partner who helps you become the best version of yourself. In the Stoic way, love is always founded on mutual respect. Partners work together to establish an atmosphere of understanding. Their communication is clear, emotions are supervised and handled within reason, and conflicts are addressed in a rational and calm manner. Therefore, through this method, love cannot be momentary or a product of other dictates, but is always a steady relationship due to trust and shared values and principles. By making love a rational, intentional choice, Stoics build relationships that thrive on the foundation of virtue and growth, creating a lasting, fulfilling connection that transcends fleeting emotions and external circumstances. How Stoics build strong relationships without chasing love. Stoics do not pursue love. They create it through self-improvement and virtuous living. The basis of a Stoic's relationship is not based on dependency or constant seeking, but on the pursuit of personal excellence. Through becoming the best version of themselves, Stoics naturally attract the right partners who share similar values and goals. They understand that a healthy relationship begins with self-love, inner peace, and emotional resilience. For Stoics, virtues like wisdom, kindness, and integrity form the very cornerstones of any meaningful relationship. They are busy developing their character, for when they live according to such principles, they are not only attractive to others, but also better partners themselves. Such relationships based on these qualities are more stable and fulfilling because they are rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and the desire for mutual growth. Rather than pursuing love or trying to meet the expectations of someone else, Stoics cultivate calm, grounded commitment in relationships. They put time and energy into their relationships, but without desperation and neediness. Patience and care are with which love has to be cultivated and nurtured, rather than always hanging on to it tightly. This attitude keeps Stoics from experiencing the emotional roller coaster that often chases the validation or constantly worried thought about what the other person is feeling. The Stoic stays out of the trap, avoiding attachment to his mate's mood or behavior regarding happiness. Rather, they keep their inner stability intact, so their happiness is not reliant on conditions from outside. This allows them to rise above self-sufficiency, so that in their relationships, they don't burden others with unrealistic expectations and make connections stronger and much longer for those trials of life. The Stoic approach to love isn't about chasing, it's about choosing, nurturing, and living with wisdom. By mastering your emotions and living by your values, you can create lasting relationships that bring true happiness. Stoics understand that love is not a fleeting desire, but a commitment built on respect, virtue, and shared growth. Will you stop chasing the love and start building relationships with true purpose and virtue? Trained in the principles of Stoicism, free from dependency, relationship will stop the emotional chaos, and you can enjoy the true power of a connection. If you're ready to live with more wisdom and strength in your relationships, subscribe for more Stoic insights on love, life, and lasting happiness. Let's build a community of individuals who value true connection and emotional independence.